5 seconds remaining.
Hello and welcome back, everyone. I'm sorry about the rather long delay we had. I honestly don't know what happened. We were stuck waiting for a team to show up, and yeah, it was just I still don't know what happened. All of a sudden, then they showed up in the lobby. So obviously a little bit of work on the back end from the admins, making sure everything got sorted there. But they showed up in the lobby. We had a full 10, and we started the game. So we're here, and well, we already got some interesting picks, as we've got, first of all, on our dire side is going to be Longboats, but that's not the name they're going by in-game, or sorry, in the brackets they're going by The Boys Unheard. So they're going to be on our dire side, and of course we saw the Big Dick Bandits in the semifinals. They're going to be playing on our Radiant side. As for our first band, we have Earth Spirit and Marana banned out by the Dire. And Bounty Hunter and Slark were the initial bans from the Big Dick Bandits. As for the picks, Beastmaster and Witch Doctor picked up by Longboats, and the Big Dick Bandits, well, they want to put on a show for us. Lich and Pudge. Not just a Pudge getting picked, like that's hype enough, but a second pick Pudge. That shows some confidence. I like it. I want to see what they're going to be able to do with it. It's going to be exciting nonetheless. On to our next set of bands, we've got the Tinker and the Alchemist banned out by Longboats, and Lifestealer and Ancient Apparition banned out by the Big Dick Bandits. And there we go, we're all caught up in the draft. We're talking about some interesting things in chat while we were waiting, but it was a fun time. We got talking about hockey, we got talking about some questionable stuff. It all kind of started when we were talking about moms, because it's Mother's Day, so shout out to all the moms out there. And shout out to my mom, shout out to your mom, shout out to, like I said, all the players' moms, every mom out there in the world. I meant to do that at the end of last game, and I forgot. I dropped the ball. Mom was mad. But if you guys are new here, I'm Niz. Welcome to the cast. We are casting the Semi-Pro Cup Series, and we are in the finals. It is just a best of one. And we've got a long delay here with Big Dick Bandits really trying to think about what they're going to go with their third pick. Earthshaker is going to be the pick for them. Okay.
Team pick.
So looks like it's going to be an off-lane Pudge. Could potentially be an off-lane Earthshaker as well. But three heroes that are kind of typically run, and I say typically in I guess quotations with the Pudge, but typically run as supports, as we expect the Pudge to be, kind of roaming around quite a bit more if he is played in that support role. But I think with the addition of the Earthshaker, we are going to see an off-lane Pudge. And we'll probably see the Lich up there, although I called that last game and we didn't see that. So I do like the Wisp getting picked up here by Longboats. Part of this is, I mean, it gives you a way to kind of counter and go against the Pudge, go against the kind of strategy and playstyle that's associated with kind of picking a Pudge, and it allows you to just kind of teleport across the map and pick someone off. But also, if someone on the team gets hooked, Wisp can always be there, tether in, relocate them back out, and save them. So you always have that option as well. It's a nice counterplay to the Pudge. Of course, it kind of works with the Pudge as well, but of course, they don't have the opportunity of picking that, as they're going to add on a Tiny. And Ursa is going to be the pickup for Longboats, so another hero that they can pair up with the Wisp, and really the primary target that they're going to pair up with the Wisp. So it's going to allow the Ursa to go ham in the team fights. It's also going to be allow the Ursa to just kind of TP and gank someone through the Wisp relocate. And they don't always have to do that. Of course, they can bring the Beastmaster along for the ride instead, but it does give them that gank potential.
10 seconds remaining.
Last ban is in from the Big Dick Bandits. They're going to remove the Invoker, and last ban going to be coming in from the Longboats probably shortly here, as I see it. I see it getting asked in chat. Are you going to cast a LAN? And I actually did cast a LAN not at the event. I was casting from home. I was casting remotely for the LAN finals for Zotkade, which was just, when was that? 2 days ago? 2 days ago, which is a big LAN at UCI, the University of California, Irvine. And I was casting with Akutober, who was actually at the event. So I was kind of in the co-caster role, and we had a lot of fun casting those finals. It was a best of 3, and there were some really entertaining games. So technically I have casted LAN, but not actually in person. But Death Prophet going to be the final ban from Longboats, as they're going to pick up Viper. And again, another hero that's going to give them a lot of strength in the mid game. They want to look to dominate that mid lane and to put some pressure on what could potentially be a Tiny in the mid lane. Viper going to be able to bully him a little bit. And if they're able to come out of the laning phase in good shape, then they're going to be able to do a lot in terms of taking control of the map with the Beastmaster and, of course, the relocate ganks with the Ursa. As once again, the Big Dick Bandit's going to go with the Necrophos, as we expect that to be their safe laner. So lane's looking like Necro safe lane, Tiny mid, and Pudge in the off lane. As for our Dire side, their lanes are looking like most likely Viper mid, off lane Beastmaster, and safe lane Ursa. I like that. For the spectators, I do play other heroes. My captain is just an asshole. So what that actually kind of rings home with me, because when I was playing competitively, my mid player, and I don't know if he's watching this, my mid player Goofy, he was really good at a few heroes. Really good at a few heroes. And, you know, he was in the top 200. He's on the leaderboard. He was, I mean, up there with the other top mid players in the game at the time. And his downside was that he had a somewhat of a limited hero pool, and we kind of kept it as a running joke. We still joke about it here today, about how limited his hero pool was, and the fact that we had like 3 heroes that we felt comfortable picking with. His hero pool was bigger than 3 heroes, but we kind of joked about it and the fact that he could only play a few heroes. So we always kind of picked the same thing, and we always kind of made a joke about that. So it's funny to see Jihad kind of playing Necro in every single game that we see, but he's letting us know that he does have a bigger hero pool than that. He can play other heroes. But we have been, oh boy, here we go. We have been resumed, and we might not even get a chance to introduce our teams and our players. We'll have to do it quickly because it looks like we're going to have a level 1 Roche here in the Semi-Pro Cup Series Grand Finals. But we'll try to do it quickly. We've got on our Radiant side, we got the Big Dick Bandits. We've got Marcel the Shell on the Tiny. Jihad's going to be on the Necrophos. Zack Attack going to be playing the Lich once again. Kaiser's going to be on the Pudge. And Sir is going to be on the Earthshaker. Now we'll jump into the Roche Pit, where we meet up with the Boys Unheard, or Longboats, I believe was the name that they're using in game. But we've got Viking playing the Wisp. V is going to be on the Beastmaster. Quick Dice is going to be on the Ursa, Flub is on the Witch Doctor, and Husky is on the Viper. And Roche is getting very low, and it doesn't look like we're going to have any heroes anywhere close from the Big Dip Bandits. The closest one was Jihad, who all of a sudden, oh shit, they were right there. He's going to back away, and then a little O-face there coming out from Marcel the Shell as the Aegis went to the Ursa. So Quick Dice is going to have that as already off to an early lead is the Longboats, as they're all about to hit level 2. And that's going to make the laning phase very difficult for the Big Dick Bandits. And I was talking about towards the end of the draft, if they're able to come out of the laning phase in a good spot, then that's really going to be great for their mid game and their ability to take over control of the map. And certainly with a level 1 Roche, it's a pretty good start. But everyone's starting to take to their lanes. Looks like it's going to be an off-lane Pudge up here by himself. They've elected to put the Lich in the mid lane, but the Pudge is going to be going up against the Witch Doctor, babysitting the Ursa. Mid lane is going to be the Viper as we expected, but Wisp is going to be hanging out here for now. On the other side, we're going to have the Tiny supported by the Lich, so electing to bring the Lich away from the off lane and bring it towards the mid lane to support the Tiny, and I definitely agree with that. In the bottom lane, we're going to have an off lane Beastmaster, and he's going to be going up against safe lane Necro with an Earthshaker babysitting him. So how do we expect these lanes to go? I think even with the Lich there, as long as the Viper has the Wisp in behind him, he should be able to... the Viper should be able to dominate the lane and continually bully the Tiny. The Lich should allow the Tiny to get more out of the lane, though, as if he wasn't there. The Lich should allow the Tiny to get more out of the lane than he would if he wasn't there, by being able to control the creep wave and keep it back under tower, so it makes it much more difficult for Husky to really kind of go aggressive. As for the top lane, I mean, I guess Pudge, he's just going to do whatever he can to try and get as much XP as he can and the few CS that he can, but Flub needs to be a little bit careful, because if he gets hooked in and caught, then he could be in trouble. But he does have a move speed advantage. You always have to keep that in mind. 305 on the Witch Doctor versus just the 285 on the Pudge. But if there is a move speed advantage there on the Pudge, if he gets boots of speed up early, or if he even chooses to go with a Windlace, that could make it a lot more difficult for the Witch Doctor. Bottom lane, we saw kind of the Slardar get quite a bit in the off lane against the Necro last game, and I kind of expect the same to come out from the Beastmaster. He's not going to be able to keep pace with the Necro, but he is going to be able to get a lot out of the lane.
Denied.
2 minutes until the Aegis is going to get reclaimed. And we really haven't seen them go too aggressive with this. I really don't even think that getting the Aegis was the whole point behind going for the Roche. It was really just to get that XP advantages. We can quickly not hit the right button. There we go. Now we'll hit the right button. We can already see there is a pretty distinct level lead on the Dire side so far, as we've already got the Beastmaster, the offlane Beastmaster, leading the way at level 4, almost level 5. So huge XP lead already for the Dire side, and it's going to continue unless we start seeing some hero kills. We'll switch back to last hits, where we can see that our Ursa is still the leader in last hits, sitting at 21-9. Then it's going to be the Necro at 17-0. Viper's going to be third at now 17-3. As Stun going to come out from the Tiny, as once again it's Viper going aggressive. Husky trying to put a lot of pressure onto Zac Attack. We've already had him sent back to the fountain once, and looks like he's going to walk all the way back and have to TP in again. As Kaiser taking damage in the top lane, has quick dice. He's got that Aegis, so he should feel 100% comfortable diving past the tower. He'll get the kill. First blood going to the Ursa. Aegis will get used here, and great use of it there, as they're going to get that first blood, and once again find themselves just a little bit more ahead than they were just a few seconds earlier. But we saw last game the Big Dick Bandits kind of fall behind, but they found a way to kind of pull themselves back into the game. Well, this game they're also falling quite a bit behind here, as they're going to get a stun toss here onto the Vipers. Husky's going to drop down to 200 HP. He's going to get even lower, down to 100. We're going to have a TP in from Flub. 60 HP now on Husky, but there comes the Wisp, as Toss going to send the Lich in. As, oh no! Marcel, what have you done? It was a Zac Attack for sure, as Tiny just tosses him into his death. Oh no. I'm sure Zac is having a few choice words with Marcel the Shell right now in whatever voice communication program they use, which should be Discord, by the way, guys. I'm not affiliated with Discord, but Discord if you want. I'm fully available for that kind of stuff. 10 out of 10 sellouts here on NizCast. But oh my. I can't wait till you guys in chat see that. I want to see the response that comes out from you guys. But Zac just gets tossed into his death there. So far nothing too exciting's happened in the other lanes, apart from that toss in and the dive that we had from the Ursa. It's been pretty quiet. Very, very different than how we had the start to our last game. What was it? 7 kills in the first minute or so of that game? It was absolutely insane. Roar coming out onto Jihad. As nice rotation in from Flub. as they set up a kill there. But while that's going on, there's another kill going on in the top lane as Quick Dice once again dives and gets the kill onto the Pudge. As this Pudge not having a good time in the off lane, currently has 2 deaths. As you know, typically we see when one team makes one play on the map, it opens up an opportunity for the other team to make a play somewhere else. And that time it's actually Longboats making both plays, as they take advantage of an opportunity in the bottom, getting a kill there. And Marcel's going to get a kill here. Actually, it was Sir with the fissure who ends up getting the killing blow. But it was a stun toss from Marcel that set it all up. As Zac attack once again is going to go down. But first kill on the board for the Big Dick Bandits, as they get that a much needed kill on the Vipers once again. Quick Dice going offensive and really putting pressure on Kaiser. You know, I spoke a little bit about the move speed advantage between the Pudge and the support trying to zone him out. Well, now there's definitely a move speed advantage with the Ursa, and that's, I mean, one of the big things whenever you're offlaning against Ursa is you've got to be mindful of the move speed advantage that Ursa's going to get. Once he gets his phase boots up, he's very, very scary. Now he's going to go for a wraparound play here, but he's going to walk right into the welcoming arms of Marcel the Shell. Quick Dice getting very, very low. He's still going to man up onto Kaiser, but he's not going to be able to get the kill. As Kaiser and Marcel get the kill, drop that Ursa, and Kaiser, he'll gladly accept that little bit of space that he's got. But with the Tiny up there, he's not really going to get many last hits. As we have a dive in the mid lane as Husky and Viking going to dive past the tier 1 tower and get a kill on the Lich once again. As Zac now has 3 deaths in this one. As Dismember in the top, as Flub has been caught out. Was hook used? Doesn't look like it. Just managed to walk up, or maybe, no, it's just a stun that looks like it's set up to. I think maybe they tossed Kaiser in, but no, just a stun from the Tiny was enough to allow Kaiser to get close enough to get that Dismember off and secure the kill on the Witch Doctor.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Bottom lane once again, Jihad's been primal roared up, but V not able to finish him off, and he will actually get the kill with his boar as Jihad turns around to get the kill onto V. So V goes down, but once again, that Necro, the safe lane Necro, that we see once again leading in terms of last hits, takes a couple deaths, and he kind of gets set back as he's sitting at 0, 2, and 1. So they may feel pretty comfortable putting him on a Necro, and certainly he plays a good one, but they've shown kind of a trend here twice now of not really protecting him when we come to that point where the supports start roaming around and setting up kills with the offlaners. Husky, very, very low, but once again, Viking, he's there. He's there to save him. And Husky walks away. As Quick Dice going to go on the offensive in the top lane, going to go after Kaiser. Jihad's up here, and we're going to have even another TP coming in from Sir, as it's a long one, because we already had a TP up here. We're going to have Reaper's Scythe. Kaiser waiting for the hook. He'll land it, and that's going to be the killing blow they need as they kill off that Ursa. So both safe laners not really being protected by their teams, and we see both of them go down. And what's kind of weird right now is we have our bottom lane completely abandoned. No one from either team down here. So a lot of missed XP and gold, but now V is going to come down and take advantage of that. As Flub, we'll be careful. I think he wanted to place an observer ward, almost walked into the Pudge. One of the things you do always have to be scary of when you're support laning against a Pudge is the possibility of having observer wards behind the tower, and we see exactly that. Sentry ward getting placed as the Dire side trying to make sure that there isn't vision of that. But we're going to have an engage here. Kaiser going to get a Dismember off onto Husky. We are going to have Quick Dice on the other side get a kill onto the Necropost as Kaiser eventually goes down. Sir taking a lot of damage from the Death Ward. We've seen 2 Death Wards, or 2 Witch Doctors now, and both of them have been able to do a ton of damage with their Death Wards as Flub and Viking both get very, very low, but both survive. But now the stun comes in from the Tiny. That's going to finish off the Witch Doctor, but it does mean that Tiny's also going to go down as Husky and Viking managed to finish him off. So we have got a lot of heroes dead, only the 2 left surviving at the end there, and it ends up in only a 1,700 or 1,600 gold swing in favor of Longboats. But there's the action that we saw in game 1, and hopefully it'll continue as we go on. As a tome of knowledge going to get picked up and dropped on the ground. Who's it going to be for? They're going to give it to the Ursa. So the support's passing the first one to a core, as Ursa's going to not eat it. He's going to drop it on the ground. Who's it for? Oh, he is going to eat it. All right. And he'll TP back up to the top lane.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Bottom tier 1 going down. Flub and V trying to retreat. Oh, V's going to go down. Fissure was there. And now we're going to have the relocate. Our first relocate of the game as the Viper comes in from behind, gets a kill with the Viper strike. And now they're going to get another onto Zac attack. As it has been a disaster of a game for this Lich. As now we're going to have some Blink Daggers coming out for either side. I thought it was the Tiny picking up his Blink Dagger, but I was wrong there. It was the Ursa and who else? There was 2 that popped up. Maybe I'm drunk. I must be seeing things. I don't know what's going on. I apologize. I could have sworn I saw 2 Blink Daggers pop up. It looks like it's just the Ursa with the blink.
Radiant's top
We got a Dragon Lance picked up by Husky. V gonna get stunned, tossed. Fissure's there as well. Nice coordination there between the Big Dick Bandits as they get a kill. And now they've got a lot of heroes here in the mid lane. They're going to look to push mid tier 1, maybe?
Dire's middle tower
nope, they're going to come down and protect. They're a little bit wary of Roche. Ursa's still up in the top. They're going to dive all the way here for the kill on the Witch Doctor. Haste on the Tiny secures the kill there. As Husky going to TP in as well. Big circle getting drawn on the map, indicating that Radiant's all over the Dire, Ancient, that kind of area. We've seen them kind of pull away from that as we got a stun in the mid lane and a toss onto Husky. Kaiser rotates in, Dismember, and the Viper not really able to get much damage out as the hook was even used, and Husky once again saved by Viking, just barely, but I mean, you only need 1 HP to stay alive. It doesn't matter if you're at 100 or 1. It just matters that you're still alive. As Hook's going to land on the V, pulling back. Primal Roar going to get used, and now Kaiser. The ganker is now the ganky. As he goes down once again, gets a commit suicide, and I've been complaining about this for forever. I don't think that the way that the game determines whether or not you get a suicide and the order that the damage is dealt or whatever on each frame makes any sense, because the number of times that Pudges just have their rot on and they're able to suicide, something's not right there. I understand that you can toggle it on to deny it at the right time, but most of the time it's just Pudges still having it on and they still get the suicide deaths, even if you burst them for that last little bit. I don't know, something's not right there. But either way, he does get the deny. Scan getting used by our Radiant side, trying to scout out if there's any kind of rotation going into the Roche pit, but Quick Dice is already there, and part of it is the fact that he can just blink in to the pit. So he'll finish Roche, pick up another Aegis. As Kaiser throws a hook, it's not going to land. We got Necrobook getting close to done. We'll actually switch over to net worth here. As Viper's the leaders. Once again, a hook's going to land. This time it's going to be on to Quick Dice. And there's that Aegis gone as he's going to respawn way up in the air. No, he's actually going to respawn on the ground. But funny interaction there with the toss. So Big Dick Bandits get that kill. They get the Aegis off the board. And they pretty much for free. It doesn't really cost them anything. Sir doing a little bit of counter warding here, and Jihad will steal the 100 gold from his support, denying it from Sir. As he'll rotate down here and do a little bit more counter warding. And oh, that's so unfortunate. The relocate comes in, And Sir does just get to see that Observer Ward, but he gets his Observer Ward immediately countered off as Reaper Scythe going to come in and delete the Beastmaster from the game. Once again, Zack Attack going down. Kaiser with the Dismember. Will he buy enough time for his teammates to come in? It looks like he has, as the Wisp will just be kind of hanging out off to the side as pretty much everyone but the Ursa and the Wisp have gone down, and Ursa's going to re-engage. He's going to jump in. He just chews through that Earthshaker. Now he's going to try to scratch to death this Tiny. The Claws versus the Rocks. Which one's going to win? Looks like the Claws are going to win on out as, well, you can't hit something that's ethereal, but you can wait it out as Jihad will now get slowed down by the Earthshock, and, oh, is that what it's called? I think it's Earthshock. Yeah. Very, very close on that TP, but the Necro will just barely survive. As we, like I said, we had a slow start to this one, but we've quickly gone to a flurry of action.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So far, I think advantage has to be on the Dire side, but it's close. It is really close. Well, TP's going to come in from the Tiny as Marcel is going to look to set something up. He's the pings were coming out that there was a Beastmaster Hawk there, so we'll just stun it up and kill it, and then whatever plans they had of going for a gank in the top aren't going to really work out. As Quick Dice jumps on Jihad in the middle, but that Ghost Scepter is going to keep him alive. As he's well on his way to finishing his Aghanim Scepter as well. He just needs 1,700 gold, and the Necro will have his. Mech almost completed. His Quick Dice going to jump on Jihad once again. Still no Ghost Scepter for 2 seconds. So exploiting that timing and getting a kill there on the Necro. As Sir and Zack Attack were close by, but not able to help out. Tier 1 tower goes down in the mid lane. As will Longboats continue to push forward. As we hear the roar from the Ursa. So he was looking to wrap around here onto Kaiser. Not going to happen, and there we go. Blink Dagger gets picked up by the Earthshaker. He'll look to get a good Blink Echo Slam.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Oh, Kaiser may have been caught out here. Fissure's going to come out from Sir to kind of delay them. There's the Blink Slamma-Jamma from the Earthshaker, but then he just gets Primal Roared up and focused down as the other remaining members from Big Dick Bam just get there a little bit too late to the party. Jihad, once again, that Ghost Scepter, keeping him alive for a while, but the Death Ward starting to get him low as Quick Dice was going for a kill there, but he gets tossed away by the Tiny. As Husky with that Dragon Lance gets a kill, able to chase so easily with the phase and the drums. Jihad turns around and will get a kill, but it's going to cost him his life, and Marcel had to come in to secure that. He's goes down as well. It's going to be a full 5-man team wipe going the way of the Longboats, as they're going to knock on the door of this tier 2 tower and probably, I don't know if they'll still go for a tier 3, but what else is left on the map? They may just drop back and farm. There is both the mid lane and the bottom lane pushing, and they'll do just that. Quickly switching over to our items here so we can catch up, because there's just too much action. There's too much going on. So what do we got on the Tiny? We got a Blink Dagger up on the Tiny, and just the Ogre Club. Man, his item progression has really stalled out as Marcel is a long way out from finishing his Aghanim Scepter. I'm assuming that's what he's going to go for next. As Jihad, we saw the Ghost Scepter, and we saw him getting really close. Just needed 1,700 for his Aghanims, but now he needs 1,800. So he's going the wrong way. Zack Attack and Kaiser both pretty much mimicking each other's items there, as they've got the Tranquils, the Magic Wand, and a TP Scroll, but both of them very, very poor right now, and we've got the Blink Dagger up on the Earthshaker. As for our Dire side, well, they've got a lot more items. They've got the Mech and the Urn on the Wisp. V's got a Necro Book, what is that, 2? To go with his Soul Ring. We've got a Blink Dagger and a Vlad's on the Ursa, but I imagine he's got a lot of gold saved up, and yeah, he's sitting at 3,900 right now. Now we've got Flub, just with, I like to call it a jacket, but it's the cloak. So he's probably working towards a Glimmer. And then we've got Husky, who just picked up one of the new items there. But we've got action I can't even talk about is we're going to get a stun toss, and then Husky is going to get hooked in, and they hurricane pikes, but he is going to be our first casualty. It's going to cost the Pudge his life as well as another stun, or another toss will just kind of send the Wisp on his way, but he'll just re-engage as Surge going to be the target. He's going to go down as the Earthshaker takes a fall. Jihad once again, Ghost Scepter on cooldown, gets focused down by that Ursa as Viking running around there. As Marcel is getting chased by 3 heroes as once again, he's the last remaining member of his team, and he goes down. Another 5-man team wipe going the way of Longboats, and this time they're not hitting a tier 2, they're going to be hitting a tier 3, so the racks are going to be vulnerable here, and Necrobook 3 completed by the Beastmaster. Buyback from the Necrophos. He's the only one on his team with buyback available. We did just have a respawn on the Pudge, but it hasn't been enough to scare them away. They're just going to keep attacking the racks, and they're going to get the melee racks. Dismember going to get used onto the Ursas. The Pudge goes down once again. Sir comes in, throws out a stun, and the Pudge will buy back into the game. So we're going to have Kaiser once again. 4 members now up on the side of Big Dick Bandits, and that's going to be enough to send Longboats back. Whew. Let's talk a little bit about this Viper. I saw, a few questions being asked in chat about the Dragonlance and saying, Dragonlance Viper? I don't know about that, but honestly, I don't think it's that bad. I don't think it's bad. It's increased range for the Viper. It's, I don't know, I think it's great. It allows Viper to do everything that he can, or that he wants to do. It allows him to still kind of get into the fight, be somewhat in the middle of a fight, but also still able to reach the targets that are trying to avoid him in the fight. Then on top of that, with Hurricane Pike, he's got the ability to force staff himself forward if he needs to, so giving him that mobility to better position himself in the fight. But also, it's got the ability to disengage with it, but also to even finish off a target that's running away from me. You can Hurricane Pike it and still guarantee those extra 4 attacks. So I actually like it. I think it's a good pickup by the Viper, as we're still seeing different players and different heroes experiment with these new items. I really like that item on Templar Assassin as well. I think it's really, really good. It's one of the heroes that immediately came to mind when I read that new item getting added in. And good to see that at least a few of them have experimented with it. But Flub has completed his Glimmer Cape, and he's starting to work on the Aghanim Scepter. He's picked up the point booster. I already mentioned the Necrobook 3 on the Beastmaster. He's up to another 1,600 gold. Quick D elected to go with an Aghanim Scepter, so he saved up all that gold and just ended up going for the eggs. But he's up to another 2,800 as well, as a stun's going to come in onto Jihad, as Marcel's going to blink in and get a stun of his own off, disengaging, and huge slam from Sir as he just wipes the floor with Longboats. We've had $1 million Dream Coils. We've had $5 million Echo Slams heard all around the world. I mean, we don't have a prize pool tonight, but that's got to be something. That's got to be something. Props to Sir. Whew. That was a big one. That was an absolute big one. But the other 2 heroes on this Dire side, they decided, we can just go into Roche. We lost some heroes, but we don't need them. We can do Roche anyways. So the 3rd Roche goes down this game. It's another Aegis up onto the Ursa, as the Viper will pick up the cheese. He might have to use it immediately. Never mind, he can disengage with the Dragonlance, as Ursa cleans up a kill onto the Earthshaker, but cheese not used, and Jihad just takes advantage of that with the Reaper's Sight, deleting the Viper from the game, but no Aghanim Scepter. That means the Viper can buy back, and he'll do just that. Dismember getting used onto the Ursas. The Pudge is kind of overextended there. Jihad's going to TP away as a nice disengaging fissure comes out from the Earthshaker. As Quick Dice continues to charge forward, looking for more kills. He won't find it. Avalanche going to stun him up briefly, but there's going to be no follow-up coming up from the Big Dick Bandits. Just once again, the Longboats going to focus on a tower. They're going to chew through this tier 2 tower, and they're going to start working uphill again. 30 seconds without a Pudge.
has fallen. Radiant's middle tower
Tier
is
3
under attack.
starting to take some damage. As Quick D is going to jump over that fissure and jump immediately onto Marcel the Shell. As the Tiny is in trouble, he's getting quite low, 500 HP, but they won't be able to finish him off. Husky's got other plans as he's trying, and he will get it. Meanwhile, down here, Quick Dice and Jihad going at it once again. It's kind of been the story of the game. These two heroes clashing as he's going again. He's jumping on the Necro and so close. Stun's going to come in from the Witch Doctor. Quick Dice needs one more attack. He won't find. He's going to go down to the tier 4 tower, so respawn with that Aegis. But now Pudge going down. Sir also getting stunned up by the Primal Roar. We've got 3 heroes dead on the side of the Big Dick Bandits. None dead on the side of Longboats. And Zack Attack, it's been a very rough game for him so far. 1-8-6. If there's any moment where he's going to have kind of light shining on him for this game, it needs to be now.
Radiant structures are fortified.
But I don't see any way that they're going to be able to stop this push coming out from Longboats as they're working on the last tier 3 tower. And Jihad and Zack Attack, they're going to run in. Chain Frost's going to bounce around, but oh, the Death Ward, the Ursa damage. It's too much. Good game, well played gets called. As we have a new champ. Longboats, or the Boys Unheard, as they're known by in the brackets, will take the Semi-Pro Cup Series for this week. The week of Mother's Day on Mother's Day. So once again, shout out to all the moms out there. Shout out to the moms of both teams' players. And shout out to your mom if you're listening at home, listening to the cast. But yeah, that's going to do it for this one. We had 2 games with a lot of action. Like a ridiculous amount of action. But it did make it very entertaining. So I hope you guys really enjoyed it. I'm almost worn out after 2 games here. But that's the fun part of casting SCS. You always get these really exciting games where there's a lot of kills, and that's kind of NA Dota at its best. So I'm glad that I enjoyed it. I hope that you guys enjoyed it as well. But that's going to do it for the cast tonight. Hopefully you guys will stop by next Sunday where we'll cast more of the Semi-Pro Cup Series, or maybe you'll head on over to semiprodota.com and sign up a team so that you can play instead. And if you do get eliminated, then you can stop by and watch. Otherwise, if you get far enough, then maybe I'll be casting your game. But we will see you again next week. I am going to be casting some of the Dota 2 Canada Cup between now and then, so definitely hit me up with a follow on twitch.tv/NizCast. So you guys can come check that out when I go live. I also tweet every time I go live. And you can find my tweets and my Twitter at NizCast. And yeah, I think that's going to wrap everything up. I do have a YouTube where I'm uploading all the stuff that I cast, but I am way behind on those uploads. I've been kind of overwhelmed with all the games that I cast from the Open qualifiers and all the events that have been going on. So I've been a little overwhelmed with that. Part of it's maybe a little bit slacking on my side, but I'll try to get all that stuff up, including this game shortly. But you can find all the VODs of everything I've casted there. But yeah, like I said, that's it for me tonight. So thanks for stopping by. Thanks for enjoying the games. As I see Randy, Butter, Nubsies just showing up in the chat now. You came a little bit late. We are on a 5-minute delay, so we will see about 5 minutes toward up the end of that game. But a little bit late to the party. But either way, thanks for coming and stopping by. We'll see you again next week if we don't see you during the Dota 2 Canada Cup. I'm Niz, and thanks for watching.